Tangtang's kit was revealed on the recent 1.1 livestream, so I thought it'd be fun to do some speculatory theory crafting. Without knowing any of her numbers, there are two big unknowns: her damage and the strength of her susceptibility debuff. However, with what we already know about cryo teams, and knowing how Tangtang will fit into their rotations, we're able to find out how strong she would need to be to upgrade the team's damage. So let's dive into it. First, a TLDR of her kit. Think of her kind of like Aviwana. Instead of placing down spears that do damage, she places down whirlpools, which will cause a susceptibility debuff when using her skill or ultimate's follow-up attack. With her combo cooldown at 13 seconds, in a rotation, we'll want to use her combo 2 times, skill, and then 2 more combos before using her ultimate. Her skill provides cryo infliction and also returns 30 SP, so she fits seamlessly into rotations with both Yvonne and Last Rite. So who does she replace in these teams? In both Last Rite and Yvonne's team, Hihi is a core buffer and should not be replaced. But the other 2 support slots, typically taken up by Gilberta or Ardelia, along with Perlica or Alesh, are where Tangtang fits in. Let's start out by taking a look at the Yvonne team. Since Tangtang is implied to work as a standalone DPS, it would make sense for the susceptibility she provides to be similar to other DPS, and not that of a dedicated support. With Last Rite applying up to 16% susceptibility, let's run calculations around that ballpark. At 12%, 15%, and 18% susceptibility. Running the numbers for a Tangtang team where she replaces either Perlica or Gilberta, we see some interesting results. Here are the damage per rotation numbers for Yvonne herself. As expected, it is mostly lower around the board, as Tangtang isn't expected to be a stronger support. She's expected to do a decent amount of damage herself. The most important takeaway here is that she is better off replacing Gilberta over Perlica for 2 reasons. One is the slight diminishing returns on running 2 susceptibility debuffers being weaker than having 2 separate multipliers with susceptibility and damage taken. And the other is that Gilberta was never the ideal buffer for Yvonne in the first place. Gilberta's ultimate only lasts 5 seconds, which, while is more than enough for bursty teams, fails to cover Yvonne's entire ultimate and finisher, leaving most of the initial pew-pew unaffected by both her ultimate and stanza. In fact, if Tangtang were to provide 18% susceptibility, Yvonne's damage would be slightly higher overall, and any personal damage that Tangtang does would be icing on the cake. Let's now run the same calculations with Last Rite. Note that Last Rite's talent is a bit misleading. It implies that her ultimate only amplifies the effect of cryo susceptibility, but it actually works on any generic art susceptibility as well, allowing her to get an unworldly multiplier with Gilberta. But with this team already having 2 susceptibility sources, how worth it would it be to add a 3rd with Tangtang? Running calculations in the same way we did with Yvonne, Last Rite's personal damage is substantially lower when replacing either Perlica or Gilberta, as both of these characters offer a lot to her damage. However, Tangtang could still easily be the stronger pick depending on her personal damage. If she were to provide only 12% susceptibility, for example, she'd need to do around 500k more personal damage than whoever she's replacing to break even, which is not unreasonable at all for a sub-DPS support. To summarize, Tangtang is looking to be a stronger teammate for Yvonne than for Last Rite. Less because of synergy, and more because Gilberta wasn't able to be used to her full potential to begin with. But in both the Last Rite and Yvonne teams, it's very likely for Tangtang to be the strongest support option if her personal damage turns out to be half decent at all. Anyways, that's it for this little pre-release theorycraft video. If you want to learn more about Yvonne, you should check out my Yvonne guide that is shadow banned on YouTube search for some reason. Otherwise, I'll see you soon for an in-depth Tangtang guide shortly after her release. Bye bye!